My Sezane order's just arrived and I cannot wait to open it. Let's do it. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Anna and I create fashion, travel and lifestyle content, especially geared towards petite, ordinary women over 40 who are living our best lives or trying to live our best lives. Now, I love Sezane and I'm a huge fan of French style, but as an ordinary person, I can't afford to fill my wardrobe with higher end pieces. So when I do invest, I want pieces that feel special and that I know I'll wear again and again. For this mini haul, I've chosen 5 spring-summer pieces that I think are classic, versatile and perfect for my wardrobe. I also had a real dilemma choosing between 2 pairs of shoes. They were the same colour. They were the same shoes, but different colours. So I'll take you through my thought process on that too. So this is the Elvina dress in ecru. I ordered a UK size 8. And what drew me to this was how elegant and stylish it looks. A lot of white summer dresses are long and flowy, which can be very overwhelming on a petite frame like mine. This one looked on the photos much more structured, so I thought it might work better. Now, I didn't know what Broderie hourglass, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, was, so I had to Google it, but it means English embroidery in French. And it's a technique where patterns are cut into the fabric and then finished with embroidery, creating a delicate lace-like effect. That's probably what gives this dress its classic, slightly vintage feel. It's 100% organic cotton and it's fully lined, so hopefully it won't be sheer or see-through. I also love the little details. The scalloped collar adds shape and little mother of pearl buttons here make it feel more polished without being fussy. It also comes in a cream chambray, but I much preferred the ecru. I think it looks classier and a bit more refined, whereas the chambray version had a more relaxed, casual feel. The fabric also looks like it has some weight to it, which is promising. A lot of looser, cheaper fabrics don't sit well on a smaller frame because they sort of hang shapelessly instead of following the contours of the body. But looking at this, it seems it has enough structure to avoid that. So we'll have to have a look when we try it on. So this is the crochet top. Now, I usually avoid crochet because I feel like boho styles don't really suit me. Now, I don't actually know whether that's really true or it's just something I've convinced myself of over the years. But this one caught my eye because it looks more refined and elegant rather than overly casual or flowy or boho. The pattern is intricate without being too open, so it does have a delicate look without feeling too fussy. It doesn't actually look as fitted here as it did on the side, but we'll see. Now, it's made from 100% organic cotton, and from the pictures it looks like it has a bit of weight to it, which it does, so I think it will hold its shape. Now, I wanted something that wasn't completely slouchy because looser, unstructured pieces can sometimes drown a smaller frame. The only thing I'm sure about is it's going to be see-through, which is always a risk with crochet. So I'm going to have to see what I've got to go under it when I try it on and what looks good. But we'll try it on and then we'll see. And Poppy's just joined us. This is Poppy. Okay, so this is the Malia skirt, I don't know how to pronounce this. Now, this was the piece that I really went back and forth on. I saw it styled on the website with the crochet top and it looked absolutely gorgeous. But Sezane isn't cheap, so I wasn't really sure if I could justify it. I had it in and out of my basket for over a week, which is really unlike me. I'm normally so impulsive when it comes to clothes shopping. Now, it's 100% organic cotton, and if you can see here, but it's fully lined, which is really good because crochet or lace style fabrics can sometimes be a bit sheer. It's got an invisible zip as well at the back, which should help it sit smoothly rather than adding bulk. I'm really, really excited to see how this one fits because I loved it so much in the photos. I actually think I love it even more now I'm looking at it. So we'll see. Now for the Selena belt. And I went for the 80 centimetre size. And the main reason I picked this up was to wear with the Elvina dress, the only dress, just in case it hangs off me and needs a bit more shape at the waist, which looking at it, I think it will. I love how the summery raffia looks, and I think a belt like this is great because it's light and neutral and adds texture without being bulky. This should work well with a lot of my spring and summer dresses and outfits. I think it will look nice with jeans as well. But I'll have to see how stiff or flexible it actually is when I try it on. Now, one thing I noticed on the website when picking this is they advise not to wear it in the rain, which is a bit of a problem when you live in a rainy city like Manchester. So I'll have to keep that in mind. It's definitely a dry weather piece, but for warm days, holidays and styling linen or floaty dresses, I think this could be a really nice addition. Now the shoes. These are the Anya Ballerinas, Anya low Ballerinas. Now these are a real dilemma for me because I couldn't decide between the gold and the raffia pair. At £190, there was absolutely no way I could justify buying both. Just not a chance. I'd end up in the divorce court. So I had to really think about which pair would work best for me. Now the raffia would have been the safer choice as it's really easy to pair with lots of outfits. But personally, I think gold is just as versatile. If your outfit leans towards light, natural and soft tones, the raffia pair would probably suit better. But if you want a slight contrast, warmth or a subtle touch of glamour, then I think the gold pair is the way to go. In my opinion, gold and white is such a sophisticated colour combination. In fact, it's one of my favourite colour combinations. And I think these will add just the right amount of contrast without being over the top. Now it's just a case of seeing how they fit and feel on. Okay, so now I've tried everything on. Let's have a talk about the pieces and we'll go through the Elvina dress first, along with the belt and the shoes. So I had bought that all together with the idea of wearing it together as an outfit. So straight away I can tell this dress is too big for me. Now I love the broderie detailing, it's really beautiful and the dress itself is fully lined. So there aren't any issues with it being see-through, which is something you do always need to think about with white dresses. It feels nice on, but looking in the mirror, it's the fit, it's just not quite right for me. I bought this in a size 36, which is the equivalent of a UK size 8. And for reference, I am petite, I'm only 162 centimetres, which is between 5'3" and 5'4", and I've got an hourglass shape. When I looked at this dress on the website, it does look like it's got more structure than it actually has got. On me, it just sits too straight and there's no real shape to it. With it being intended for summer, really, I don't necessarily want it to literally cling to me as that isn't nice in warm, hot weather. But I would have liked more shape and more structure to it. On the model, it looks more tailored, but in reality, it's loose, much looser than I expected. This is something to keep in mind if you're petite or prefer a more fitted silhouette. Now, when I placed my order, I did plan to style this with the belt and the shoes that I also bought. Adding the Selena raffia belt makes such a difference. Without it, the dress just hangs on me, but once I cinch in the waist, it feels a lot more balanced. The woven texture also works really well with the broderie. It keeps that soft, summery look while adding some much needed definition. The Anya gold woven flats feel so comfortable, almost like wearing slippers. I love them and I love the gold colour. They work really, really well with the belt and give the outfit a slightly more polished feel without being too dressy. As I said earlier, I think gold and white together always looks so elegant and so classy, and these add just the right amount of contrast to the outfit. I think it's safe to say I love the shoes. Now, to finish the look here, I added a raffia clutch bag. I think this one was actually from Amazon, which ties nicely in with the belt. Jewellery-wise, all the pieces are from Monica Vinader. Same earrings and bangle and whatever I've got on now. I do love delicate gold jewellery because it adds to the elegance without overpowering anything. Now, I did think about possibly sizing down and exchanging this dress for 34/UK size 6 because I actually do love the outfit idea and I do think it looks really elegant and chic. The dress is £145 And for that price, there can't really be any doubt. If this is a 20 or £40 dress maybe, I'd probably keep it because I do love how the full outfit looks when it's all put together, you know, with the dress, shoes, belt, clutch and sunnies. But at this price, I don't want to have to make something work. It needs to fit properly straight away. And even though the accessories really pull the look together and elevate it, it still looks like there's too much fabric around the waist and the hips. If I'm entirely honest, it doesn't really feel like a dress that's cost £145 to me. And I think that's due to the lack of tailoring and structure rather than the fabric or the style itself. As I said, the broderie is beautiful and I do love the dress in theory, but the fit just isn't right for me. The shoes though, I absolutely love them. They feel amazing on and they're so comfortable. The gold colour is perfect and works really well with the whole look, so I will be keeping those for sure. So now we're on to the Ron top and the Malia skirt, which I originally saw styled together on the website. You know, I had the idea of wearing it together as an outfit. And I loved the idea of this. It looked elegant, summery, and a little bit vintage. Now I've tried it on, I've got some thoughts. I bought both of these in a size small, and I would usually wear a size small or a UK size 8. So let's start with the top. Straight away, I can tell it's too big on me. From the front, it doesn't look too bad, but from the side, you can really see how it gapes out instead of sitting close to my frame. I think the boxy cut is what's throwing it off. It doesn't give enough shape. And I think even if I size down, I don't think it would sit quite right because it's the cut that's the problem more than the size. It's also not lined, which isn't necessarily a problem because the crochet pattern is quite dense. But if you prefer more coverage, you'd need a nude or a tonal underlayer. Now the buttons down the front are a nice touch and help to break up the crochet, making it feel more structured rather than just a plain vest. But overall, I just don't think it's sitting right on me. Now the skirt, on the other hand, I really love. The length is perfect. It's short enough to work on my petite frame without feeling too short. It's fully lined, which is a huge plus because with crochet, obviously being see-through is always going to be a concern. That's not really an issue here. The diagonal pattern on the skirt is actually really clever. It helps elongate the legs, which is great if you're a petite. The only thing though is the size is still a bit too big, so I will need to size down to an extra small to get the fit right. But unlike the top, I do actually think a smaller size will make a difference here. For final styling and accessories, I've kept the gold woven flats, which I got in this order because I think they work perfectly with this outfit. They add just the right amount of contrast and stop it from looking too soft or too washed out. I also added a pop of colour with this bag, which I think is from Zara, which helps break up the neutrals and keeps the outfit from feeling too, too one note. I don't know how to explain that. For the jewellery, I kept it simple again, with my gold Monica Vinader bangle again, the matching ring and earrings, which I've still got on here. Oh, and my gold Cartier dupe watch, which I got on Amazon. And now my overall thoughts for these pieces is I do love the look of the outfit. But again, like I said, the fit isn't just right, at least not as it is now. I am going to size down with the skirt because I love the style, length and lining, and I do think a smaller size will make all the difference. But the top is a no-no. As I said, even in a smaller size, the boxy shape and the gaping at the sides means it's just not flattering on my frame. You know, £100 the top and £105 for the skirts, that's over £200. The pieces would need to fit exactly right. And in this case, only really the skirt works. So after trying everything on, here's where I've landed. The gold woven flats are definitely staying. They're comfortable, stylish and versatile, and I know I'll get so much wear out of them. I'm also probably going to keep the raffia belt as I think it will work perfectly with other pieces I've already got for spring and summer. And the skirt, the Malia skirt, is a keeper too. But like I said, I'll be exchanging that for a smaller size. I love the style and the design, so hopefully the smaller size will be a better fit. I'm sure it'll come as no surprise that the Elvina dress and the Ron top are both going back. As much as I love the idea of them, the lack of structure and tailoring really lets them down. £145 for the dress and £100 the top. I expect a better shaping and fit, especially from Sezane, which positions itself as high quality elevated fashion. And if I'm honest, I don't think these pieces quite met that standard. I always want to be honest in my reviews, and while I do love Sezane's aesthetic, I have to say I'm disappointed with the quality and the structure of these pieces. Let me know in the comments if you would have kept any of these pieces, or have you tried Sezane before and what's your experience with their fit and sizing and tailoring? I'd love to hear your thoughts. But that's it for this haul. I'd be so grateful if you enjoyed this video, if you would hit the like button, consider subscribing to my channel and also hit the notification if you want to see more fashion, travel and lifestyle content. But for now, I'll see you later.